Hi, I'm Dr. Bridget Young-Linehan, and I am here to talk about how I lost weight on a carnivore diet and how I broke through a plateau. The first thing I did was I got rid of all sugar out of my diet and all, pasta, everything. The only carbs I left in was an avocado a day and a little bit of broccoli. Other than that, I ate animal products. So here's what my breakfast was. My breakfast was an egg with 2 strips of sugar-free bacon. Then my lunch was a ribeye steak, 2 strips of sugar-free bacon, and cheese melted on top. My dinner was the same, a ribeye steak, 2 strips of bacon, sugar-free, with cheese melted on top. Then, in the beginning, I really felt like I needed to have snacks, so I cooked burger patties and I had those in the fridge if I felt like I needed something to eat. I bought Epic pork rinds and kept those, so sometimes if I felt like, I was missing my chips, and I would have those with some seltzer water and get that bubbly feel and feel like I was having a snack. And then I also used Tillamook zero sugar beef jerky. A few times I made deviled eggs, and when I made the yolk part, I used bacon grease and butter to make it all creamy. Those would be in the fridge for snacks, or if I felt like I needed something special. I didn't do that every day, but I did it a few times. I would use coffee and butter. I would whip that up in the the blender, sometimes in the middle of the day if I felt like I needed something. But as time went on, I felt like I needed snacks less and less. That started falling away just on its own, because I could go from breakfast to lunch or lunch to dinner without really feeling hungry. And that was surprising. Like, I would go hours and be like, I wasn't hungry. I didn't even think about food. And that's when I started realizing how free I was becoming from my carb addictions. But in the beginning, like in the first week, it was a little, shaky. And the second week was a little bit better, but still you're feeling a little tired and not perfect. But then after that, I felt fantastic. I started having more energy in the evenings. I started waking up happier, and I started sleeping better. I would go to sleep and I would sleep all night and then wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the day. That was not like me. I had gotten to a point where I would go to sleep at 9 o'clock. I'd wake up at 2 o'clock. I'd go to sleep and I'd wake up at 3 o'clock. And then I woke up at 4 o'clock for my day. I mean, I still wake up at 4 o'clock for my day. But now I go to sleep and I sleep through the night and I wake up. So I was just feeling so much better, and life was just so great. But it took about 3 months for me to lose 32 pounds. And I was feeling good. I'd lost weight, and I thought I was on this road to lose weight, just keep losing weight. But I went to New York and I had some bagels and I had some pizza, and that was just 2 days. I was just there for 2 days, and I came home and I had gained 10 pounds. And I thought, it's water weight. It's going to come back off. I went immediately back on my diet, on the eggs and the bacon and the ribeye. Immediately went back to that. But that weight didn't come off. I stayed exactly the same weight for 11 months. Now, here we are in April 2023, and I don't know that I'm going to be plateaued for 11 months. All I know is every time I check back in, I haven't lost any more weight. And so I started thinking, what am I going to do? And I really kind of thought, I'm just going to keep on keeping on, that eventually, that everybody says that it takes time and that I will lose weight. And I got really caught up that summer. We were going to the movies a lot. And so I would have popcorn once a week. Once a week, that's all. I did not stray from the diet except once a week. And then I would fast for like 12 hours trying to make up for it, but it didn't. Some people say that they can have a cheat and then they fast and it seems to balance out. I don't think it did for me. I think it probably set me back more than I realized. But as time went on, I had probably some birthday cake in August. And then in November, I had a piece of birthday cake. And for some reason, that affected me more than the piece I had in August. And I don't know why that either. But the next morning, I woke up and my joints were really throbbing and my mouth was broken out in ulcers. And that's what made me say, you know what? I'm not cheating anymore. I'm just not cheating because this food is hurting my body. As much fun as it seems, it's hurting my body. So I committed to not cheating on November 7th, 2023, and I didn't cheat. I went through Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras, all of it. I did not cheat. Now, in January 2024, I decided that I was going to get rid of cheese. I had been eating cheese pretty regularly, but I decided that I was going to only keep it for special occasions. And at this point, I was going to let it go. Like by mid-January, I felt like the special occasions were over and I didn't need to eat cheese for Valentine's Day. So I let the cheese go. Then mid-February, back up 1 minute. I learned that butter was very helpful. So as I gave up the cheese, I started adding more butter. And Land O'Lakes puts out this bag of butter balls that makes it really convenient to use butter as a snack. So I got to where I wasn't really snacking on anything except butter and occasionally some of the Tillamook beef jerky. But mostly I wasn't cheating, or I wasn't snacking at all. And I definitely was not cheating at all. So back to January 2024, I gave up cheese. And now I'm waiting to lose weight again, and I'm really not. And by mid-February, I thought, you know what? At Christmas, I started eating nuts. Now, not a lot of nuts, but a few. And at that point, I was having macadamia nuts every day. About 10. Like I said, not bags full, not hands full, 10 that I would count out. And I thought, many people say, don't eat nuts. And so I thought, well, I'm going to give these up and see what happens. 10 days later is when I had my big breakthrough. I went out for a walk and I walked 3 miles, even though just 10 days earlier, I could barely walk 2 blocks. And then when I started stepping on the scale, it started to go down. The numbers started going down slowly, like 1/4 pound a week. And then it was a 1/2 pound a week. And then it was a full pound in a week. And I was feeling very motivated and really happy about this. And I kind of wanted to keep it going. So I thought, maybe I don't need that second ribeye. Now realize I'd already given up cheese. So my breakfast was the same. It was an egg with 2 strips of bacon. My lunch was a ribeye with 2 strips of bacon. And my dinner was a ribeye with 2 strips of bacon. But before, I had put cheese on my ribeyes. Well, now I gave up the cheese. So I'd been eating the ribeyes with 2 strips of bacon, no cheese. Now I switched it out where I took the dinner ribeye away and I added an egg instead. And to my surprise, that was plenty of food. Like at that point, I didn't need more food. I am fine with 2 strips of bacon and 1 egg for my dinner. And that's what I eat now. And it's great. I don't get hungry. I don't snack like I used to. My life just feels so much more free. I can go out and walk. My knees are almost 100% pain-free. I feel like a completely different person. So what I eat now is 1 egg and 2 strips of bacon for breakfast, a ribeye with 2 strips of bacon for lunch, and an egg and 2 strips of bacon for dinner. Now, why so much bacon? Bacon makes me feel so good. I have, this great sense of satisfaction when I eat bacon, or even sometimes with my coffee, I'll put some bacon grease in it too, along with some butter. And it just makes me feel so good. I love it. So the fat on ribeye steaks and the fat in the bacon just is wonderful. And the butter. I eat more butter now than I did when I first started on this diet. And I think that helped to break me through a plateau too. The butter is really important. The butter helps to heal your body. As a woman especially, we've been starving ourselves for so many years, thinking that fat was bad. And now we're learning that fat is good. Fat is part of our body, and we need that fat. So don't be afraid of fat. Eat your ribeyes, eat your ground beef, eat your butter. Eat your cheese in the beginning. I think cheese is a wonderful transition food, and I think you should eat it in the beginning. But if you're trying to lose weight, or if you hit a plateau, that's one of the things to get away from. Now, if you're drinking heavy whipping cream, that's another thing that when you plateau, get rid of that. That may be perfectly fine for you in the beginning, but when you plateau, think about getting rid of the heavy whipping cream and the cheese. Now, I was not a heavy whipping cream person, just because I'm not really a milk person, so I didn't get into the heavy whipping cream. But I got into the cheese a lot. So, yeah. One of the big things about this diet is it's very individual. And how I navigated it for myself was I listened to a lot of testimonials. And when someone said they did such and such, and if it felt like, maybe I should try that, then I did try it. And sometimes I would try things and be like, no, I don't like this, or it didn't feel comfortable. And other things I would try, and I was like, oh, it became part of my routine because it felt good and it felt comfortable and it helped me in some way. And so that's what you need to do for yourself. You could maybe do everything that I'm saying, and it's not quite right for you. You may be somebody that does fast, and you like it and it works for you, but it just didn't feel comfortable for me. Now back to like the avocado and the broccoli. Yeah, for the first year and a half, I did have some avocado. I probably didn't really have a whole avocado every single day. I maybe had more like 3 or 4 avocados in a week, but that started falling away. If I made broccoli for my kids for dinner, I would have a little bit of it. But now I don't even remember the last time I had broccoli. I just don't feel like I need anything other than my ribeye and bacon and eggs and bacon. I haven't made deviled eggs in a while. I don't eat pork rinds anymore. It just all kind of just fell away naturally. And that's what you need to do if you want to try this. Get started and then see how you feel, see how you do. Try different things. Some things you're going to love and they're going to become a part of your routine. Other things are going to fall away and you're going to move on to the next thing. But keep listening to testimonials, keep trying things, keep thinking, keep your mind open and listen to your body. Yeah. I know it sounds hard, but really it isn't. This is the easiest diet I have ever done. So good luck to you and give it a try.